Menopause might sound a little scary, but the best way to kick fear is to curb it with knowledge. That's where Let's Talk Menopause comes in. This empowering initiative is helping women feel confident as they navigate the challenges and the opportunities of midlife health. Joining us to talk about it and tell us all about it is board members Dr. Jessica Shepard and Gabriela Espinoza. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us here on Texas Today.
Yes, thank you.
Glad to be here. All right, first of all, how did each of you get involved with this event?
Well, it started with my own personal story. When I was in my early 40s, I was hit with debilitating anxiety, brain fog, fatigue. I had no idea it was perimenopause. I was told it was just from being a busy mom of 3. I felt so alone, and that confusion led me to learn everything I could, become a menopause advocate, and join Let's Talk Menopause, a nonprofit that's providing education and resources so that women feel informed, empowered, and never alone.
Dr. Jessica Shepard,
Yes.
how did you get involved with this initiative?
Yeah, even as a OBGYN and someone who talks about menopause every day, going through it myself, that's when you really start to realize there's so much more that we need to expand, whether it's from the knowledge base, but also the experience. And so, for my patients or, even my followers when I'm on social media is how do we really get the true experience as well as the biological clinical part?
Yeah.
And that's why I think Let's Talk Menopause is a beautiful way to bring those together.
Besides personal experience, right?
Yeah,
Why are you
right.
so passionate about this topic?
Menopause has been shamed and silenced for far too long. Women think they have to suffer in silence, but I know that with the right tools, medical support, mindset, life after menopause can be the best years of your life.
Yeah. Dr. Jessica Shepard, let's talk about, the misconceptions about menopause.
Yeah, it's inevitable because all women will go through menopause, but there is a stigma attached to it, whether it's from society, whether it's from the stories that you've heard from your mothers and grandmothers, is that it doesn't necessarily have to be that type of journey where it's feared or it's stigmatized, because we get to make and dictate how we want to live that part of our life, and that's what we need to foster is more of that communication and conversation.
And I feel like just being knowledgeable about this stage in our lives, right, before it even happens is empowering as well. Let's talk about the different programs that you have.
So Let's Talk Menopause, as I mentioned, is an advocacy and educational organization. We provide free resources, live educational webinars. We have a podcast. We have workplace talks so that you can bring this conversation to the workplace. Every conversation matters when it comes to menopause.
Who will be some of the guests?
Oh, do tell.
Well, we have some of the top experts in the country. Dr. Jessica Shepard, we have New York Times bestselling authors, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, Dr. Sharon Malone. Emmy award-winning journalist Tamsin Fadal will be there to host the event. It's a half-day in-person event. You can also join virtually from your home. We'll be live streaming and sending out a recording afterwards.
Okay, now the event is happening on May 2nd,
Yes.
but what will guests truly experience?
I like to think of the community, like being around those who maybe know a lot about the actual topic of perimenopause and menopause, but other women who are going through it, who are there to share their experiences, find out more. I think that's when you find more solidarity and the courage to go through this phase in your life with much more of a positive attitude, is finding the community, because many times who you surround yourself with is going to help you go through that kind of journey. And why would we want to go through that journey? We spend 40% of our lives after menopause, that's our post-menopausal life. 40% of our lives
the
are
golden
spent
years.
there. Yeah, and so why do we want to do that in a way where it's downtrodden and depressing? No, we've got to find community to make this part of our lives the best part of our life.
I love that. Okay, where and when is this event happening? How do we get tickets?
It's happening May 2nd, as you said, at the beautiful Warwick Melrose Hotel.
Fancy.
Yes,
Okay.
fancy. We're doing menopause fancy.
We're going to offer breakfast. You'll get a beautiful goodie bag if you join us in person. Again, there's a virtual option. We're going to be offering you real solutions, everything from what to do with menopause hormone therapy, managing brain fog, sleep issues, low libido, and so much more. You're going to leave feeling empowered and knowing how to manage this stage of your
I love
life.
that. A good time and then leaving feeling empowered as well. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us here on Texas Today. To get your tickets for Let's Talk Menopause Live, please visit letstalkmenopause.org. You can also keep up with them on Instagram at Let's Talk Menopause.